Honorable Malema.
No, Honorable Speaker, you can't keep on insisting that there is an agreement on how we need to proceed today, because we're saying to you we're not part of that agreement. And we have a right to ask the question. You said all these questions have lapsed. Now you have brought them back here. It will be incorrect of you to answer questions piecemeal. Take the whole 21st of August. And then where the president ended, that's where we need to start. And that's what the rules say. It can't be that because one question you are uncomfortable with, it has to lapse and the rest of them should not lapse. Actually, there must be follow-up questions. There is no rule like that. We are asking in a very polite way that the president should be given an opportunity to answer that question of when is he paying back the money, and then we close that question, and then we move forward. Otherwise, that question will keep on repeating itself. So the best thing is to ask the president, when is he paying back the money? Blade, if you want to speak, ask the speaker there. Communist Party, please, man. You must behave.
Honorable members, I now want to put this matter to the House to decide. Because we can't go round and round in circles listening to the views of only one group of people in this House. And so I put the draft resolution as put forward to the House.
Honorable Speaker.
No, Honorable Ndlozi.
On a point of order.
No, Honorable Ndlozi, I'm not taking any point from you. Please take your seat now.
Honorable
I
Speaker,
wish, no, Honorable
I'm rising on a point of order,
Honorable Ndlozi, I'm not taking any more
But the rules
points.
allow me to rise on a point of order, Honorable
Ndlozi,
Speaker.
take your seat.
I'd like to take my seat, but the rules allow me to rise and ask you to recognize me in terms of a point of order. And I'm sticking to the rules, requesting you to recognize me and listen to my appeal for a point of order.
Honorable Ndlozi.
Please, Honorable Speaker, may I get the right to address you on a point of order?
Take your seat.
Will you allow me to address you on a point of order, Honorable
not.
Speaker? But it's illegal, Honorable Speaker.
Take your seat, Honorable
The Chief
Ndlozi.
Whip's Forum's decisions according to these rules are not binding.
Honorable Ndlozi, please take
And
your
please,
seat.
Honorable Speaker, you can't ask us to stick to an agreement of a forum. On an agreement of a forum that the ANC misled us on. But you must stick to the rules. You've got a duty, Honorable Speaker, to stick to the rules. The rules say that we're going to continue according to where we ended when the order was interrupted. And where we ended was on when the president is going to pay back the money. There is a different angle that other honorable members who were on the line would have wanted to introduce, and the president might be able to respond to them. We can't subject this to a vote when there is a rule.
Honorable Ndlozi, please take your seat.
It's illegal.
Take your seat, Honorable Ndlozi. Honorable members, I put the motion as put forward by
Honorable Speaker.
the Chief Whip of the majority
Honorable
party.
Speaker.
And I
Can we
want
rise
to
on a
know,
point
no,
of order?
Honorable Shibambu, I am not recognizing you. I have not
But
recognized
we can't allow
Take
you to
your
make
seat.
a wrong procedural process.
Take your
in
seat,
terms
Honorable
of how the
Shibambu.
program of parliament is determined.
Please
The
take
program
your
of
seat.
parliament is not determined in a vote in the way you are going to do now. The program of parliament is discussed in the Chief Whip's Forum. It goes to the programming committee.
Order.
And then there, that is when we have an
Order.
agreement. There is an agreement that is contrary to what we are saying there.
Take your seat,
We
Honorable
must comply to
Shibambu.
the rules in terms of what they say should happen with the question session. Why are we uplifting it for our own convenience?
Take your seat.
But can you listen to the order before you subject it to
Take
the
your
vote?
seat. I'm not.
On a point of order.
Honorable
Speaker.
members, is there any
No, Honorable
objection?
Speaker, you are taking a wrong direction because
Honorable
no,
Malema,
no, you cannot. No. You
You are
cannot
going
want
to
to
take- you are
subject.
not going to
I'm not
take
going to take
over
any
from
seat.
me.
I'm not going to take any seat. You cannot want to apply the rules when they favor you. We are saying to you, there is rules which needs to be followed, and you are not listening to us.
I am ruling
want
and
to
I've told
subject
you
this,
what the basis of my ruling
But
is.
you are making an
Take
illegal
your seat,
decision.
Honorable
The decision
Malema.
you are taking is illegal. We cannot sit
Honorable
back and
Malema.
comply to an illegal decision. It's an
Honorable
incorrect.
Malema, take your seat.
Honorable Speaker, stop what you are doing. Please, please ask all of us, this matter, the president must start where he ended. We are the ones who demanded that the 21st of August must come back to this house. And this is what we asked for. And we're getting a raw deal. This can't be correct. We are saying to you, the matter of the 21st of August ended on the question of the EFF. And let the question of the EFF be answered. That's all what we're asking. We're not going to take a seat here on issues that are illegal here. We're being
Honorable
subjected to
Malema,
an illegal process.
I'm going to have to throw you out of the house. If
How do you
are
throw
not
me?
going to
Which
agree.
rule? Which rule is that?
Madam
On which
Speaker.
rule?
Honorable Stephen,
Point in the rule book. Which
Please
rule
take
are you
your seat,
applying?
Honorable
You
Malema.
keep
You are
on
not
taking illegal
recognized.
decisions. And the courts keep on reversing your decisions because they are illegal. You keep on taking illegal decisions. And we cannot sit back and allow every time you take a wrong decision, we must go to court. The court has just ruled against you yesterday because of this conduct. Please, let's stick to the rules. I'm not going to go anywhere. I'm not here on your invitation. I'm elected to be here. And the EFF has been elected to be here. And its questions must be answered by the president. We have a right to hold the executive accountable. And that's what we're doing. So please, let's start where it ended. The Deputy Chief Whip of the ANC assured the EFF that we are going to start with your question. The Deputy Chief Whip of the ANC.
I wish to recognize Honorable Steenhuisen.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, at the outset, I would just ask that we don't throw anybody out the house today. Secondly, Madam Speaker, I also, and the Democratic Alliance also, wants to know when the President is going to pay back the money. We do want to know that. But Madam Speaker, we have to uphold and protect the rules of Parliament. And I would like to direct you in the guide to procedure, because you'll remember I took a point of order in this House a month or two ago around why those questions must be regarded as standing over. Now, if one looks at the guide to procedure on page 202, when it comes to supplementary questions, because we've also looked into this matter, because we want the President to pay back money. A question already answered cannot be held over for supplementaries. Now, this is based on a ruling that was delivered in the House by the then Deputy Speaker in 1994. It's contained in the annotated digest of rulings, so it forms part of the precedent and rulings of this House. So it says very clearly why questions already answered cannot be held over for supplementaries. And those are the rules. We can like them or we can't like them, but there are the rules as they exist at the moment, and we must protect them and defend them. And so we agreed in the Programming Committee, after having looked very carefully through the rules and all the implications, that we wanted the President to come back to this House, to this Parliament, and answer the questions that he didn't answer on that time. That question, unfortunately, had been reached. It had been reached. And it had been answered. The President had given an answer. Therefore, we can't start the session again with supplementaries. But, Madam Speaker, what we have decided to do then as a party is that the very next question session, when the President is back in the House for oral questions, we will be putting very specifically questions to him about when he's going to pay back the money. And we have to use the rules of Parliament to do that because that's what we have for as members of Parliament. But we cannot pick and choose rules and use rules in ways to suit agendas at a time because it then undermines the entire fabric of the rules and they then fall foul. So I would ask that we continue with the business of the House today. We want to ask the President the follow-up questions on those 3 questions that were not reached at that session, and we want to hold him accountable because that's what we've been sent to this House to do.
So, thank you, Honorable Steenhuisen. Honorable Steenhuisen is
Order, Speaker.
confirming the situation as I had put forward in my ruling, that in fact was what all the party whips agreed.
Order, Speaker.
The party whips agreed the business of today is on the basis of the question of the answers of the President that he had forwarded to Parliament to questions 4, 5, and 6 of the 21st of August are the basis for today's continuation with those 3 questions that were not reached on the 21st of August, as Honorable Steenhuisen is explaining.
Order, Speaker.
And therefore, Honorable Maxine, don't interrupt me.
I'm just
Please
for a
take
point
your
of order.
seat.
Just recognize me. at
No,
least.
I'm speaking. How can I recognize you at the same time as I'm speaking?
Just to say
I
I'm
am
noting
talking.
you.
Take you,
Just
sit
to
down.
say I'm noting you, Honorable Maxine, but I'm still speaking because I have rise on a point of order.
Take your seat.
Please, I can by noted, Speaker.
Now, today we proceed on the basis of those answers to the 3 outstanding questions. And when we start, when the President goes to the podium, we will go to item 4, question number 4, and take the supplementary questions, not the main answers, because the President already submitted, we published those answers. So we will take the 4 supplementary questions on each of those questions and the answers the President had given. And then we finish the business in terms of that issue. So, honorable members, I
Speaker.
think it has sorted, we know what the position of the EFF is.
I'm not talking on the position of EFF. I'm
What are you
talking as
talking
a
about?
member.
What are you
I'm
talking
saying,
about?
Madam Speaker, your ruling is incorrect. You can't just pretend as if the question that was posed by EFF on the 21st of August was answered. And I find it very difficult, Speaker, why are you protecting the President? The President is here. He must talk for himself without you to protect him. Maybe the President wants to answer the question that when is he going to pay back the money?
Honorable members, I think with what we have just said between Honorable Steenhuisen and myself, really the issue has been more than adequately canvassed, clarified, and we must reach a point on which we can proceed.
Honorable Speaker, I think Honorable Maxine is coming up with a different approach.
Honorable
And the
Malema, I
approach
have
is
not
done-
recognized you.
But you are not going to recognize me, Mus. That's how you are running this house. Steenhuisen gets recognized because the DA and the ANC agree that President Zuma must not pay the money. It's your agreement, it's your friendship. That's your arrangement.
On a point of order.
The DA and the ANC are saying President Zuma must not answer the question, when is he going to pay back the money? Honorable Maxine says, put the question to the President and let the President answer for himself. Let the President decide
Honorable
if he wants to
Malema.
answer that question or not. I
Honorable
thought this was
Malema.
a way forward.
Honorable Malema, I actually don't want to throw anyone out, but you can't
You
continue
don't
to
have such
disrupt
powers.
us.
You can't throw me out. You don't have such powers.
Don't try
You are
to
taking
disrupt.
illegal decisions. You can't throw me out. All we are saying, the president, you throw me out, you go to court. All I'm saying is that the president must answer if he wants to take the question. Let the president give us an answer. He's here. Stop being an overprotective over the president and creating an impression that the president is incapable of answering questions or responding on his behalf. Let the president take a podium. Let the president tell us if he wants to answer it or not.
Honorable Singh, I've seen you raise your hand for some time.
Point of order, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, a point of order, if I may.
Okay, let me take the point of order. Honorable Singh, I'll come back to you.
Madam Speaker, in terms of Rule 69, I wish to address you. The Democratic Alliance, and I made it very clear when I got up and prefaced my remarks, that we want President Zuma to pay back the money. It is therefore material misrepresentation, and obviously the Honourable Leader of the EFF has materially misunderstood what I said. But allow me to repeat it. The Democratic Alliance wants President Zuma to pay back the money. But when this House starts operating outside of the rules, then all of us become vulnerable, including the smaller parties. And that is why all of us in this House are duty-bound to protect and uphold the rules, even when they don't suit us. And that is why I made the point that I did.
On a point of privilege. On a point of privilege, Honorable Speaker. On a point of privilege.
I'd like to recognize Honorable Singh.
You see, Honorable Speaker, this is very, very difficult to take.
Honorable Singh.
Honorable Steenhuisen get recognized, understood comprehensively. Ourselves, we are not. We are privileged to speak in this House. We are privileged for you to say to us, I recognize you, Honorable Ndlozi.
Please
We are
take your
privileged to
seat.
say when we rise on point of orders, speak on a point of order. But you don't do that to us. You don't do that to us. How do you expect us to stick to the rules when you do not? I feel racially segregated in this House. Yes. Yes. I said point of order, point of order, point of order. You did not recognize me. The Honorable Steenhuisen stands, says point of order once, and you take him. It must be noted today that we feel racially segregated by yourself, Honorable Speaker.
Honorable Singh.
Thank you, Honourable Speaker. I hope you don't feel racially segregated by giving me an opportunity. Madam Speaker, I think the issue here is not the answer to the question. The moot point is whether the question was answered on the 21st of August. And in considering this matter at the Chief Whip's Forum and subsequently at the Programming Committee, we realized that in terms of the rules, the question was answered. Whether it was satisfactory, the answer was satisfactory or not, is another issue. So we contend that we should proceed with questions 4, 5, and 6, and we will all, as opposition parties, as we did when the report, Nkandla report was presented, we objected to the report vociferously. We will continue asking these searching questions. So I would like to contend, Madam Speaker, that we continue with questions 4, 5, and 6 fully. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Singh.
Honorable Speaker, it is incorrect to say the question was answered because there was a follow-up question by the UDM, which was the first follow-up question. And how do you know that question of the UDM was answered before it was asked? The question from the UDM was not asked. Let the UDM be given an opportunity to make a follow-up question on the EFF question. And then that's it. Let the president take a podium, answer that question, we're done. That's all what we're asking for. There were going to be 3 supplementary questions. I don't know of any rule that says only the main question gets to be answered. The question states the president answer, 3 supplementary questions must be answered. The UDM was the first one on the queue. Let's continue with the UDM making a follow-up to our question. because you don't know the question. And like Honorable Ndlosi said, maybe the other parties were going to bring a different angle to the question, which will lead to the president giving a relevant answer. And don't undermine what this guy says about racial discrimination. When we were taken out of this house, because we are black and young people, it was easy for you to order police to remove us here. But when the DA continued with that line, especially white male taking the platform to continue with that attitude, you treated them differently. And the only reason could be that they are white, because you are scared of white people. That's what you do.